Are you choosing very random topics to study for your NEET MDS 2026? Stop. This is the place where you will find the right roadmap to prepare for your exam. Hi, my name is Dr. Amir Godil.
And I'm Dr. Sahil Dhingra.
And in this video, we are going to run through the entire step-by-step plan that you should follow for your 2026 NEET MDS preparation. So, Dr. Sahil, we've had a lot of students who are all over the place at this point of time at the beginning of their preparation, who are picking up subjects randomly, trying to give it their best shot, but they are always lacking a plan. And I think it would be a good idea to run them through our guided prep plan and to show them how to make sure that the right plan can give you the right kind of outcome.
Yes. Hello, everyone. So the basic thing when we are preparing for NEET MDS, which is a very lengthy competitive exam, we need to follow a certain set of guidelines. We need a particular timeline, which will tell us, okay, which will the subject we will follow it subject wise from the first month till the last month. So in this video, we will be discussing the basic timeline for a NEET MDS beginner or a fresher who is preparing for the first time.
Okay, so let's start with an overall approach. Before we go subject wise, before we start looking at what should be the ideal way to break down subjects, let's say we have from the month of May 2025 until May 2026 to prepare for our NEET MDS exam. We will not count May because the dates are always uncertain. Let's say end of April to end of May, anytime the exams are going to happen. Now,
Yes.
How much time should I dedicate? How many phases of preparation do you advise? Like, I think we should have a first phase where there is full preparation, like thorough preparation each subject wise, and then there should be 2-3 revisions to follow. So what is your idea of the preparation strategy here?
Yeah. So what I would suggest them is that at least 3 phases of preparation should be there. The first phase should be the wherein you will lay the basic foundation and clear all your concepts. Now this is the most extensive part of your preparation and it should last around 6 to 8 months. After this will be the second phase, which will be the intense focus and revision. That will be your first basic revision. And this will last for around 2 to 3 months. Let's say till 2 months before your final exam. And in the last 1 to 2 months, you have to focus yourself totally upon the exam pattern and give grand tests which are important for the exam simulation. And that is the final last minute revisions will be done during the third phase.
Perfect. So they should spend nearly 70 to 80% of their time in the first phase to start building their blocks, to start building their fundamentals each subject. Phase 2 should be for revision number 1, where they should have enough data to revise. So they should start filtering out all their content from the first phase. And then after these 2 phases are complete, they should have just very little data to revise, or all the most important part, previous year questions, kind of things for revision 3, for the phase 3s. That's correct. Okay, I think I agree with that 100%. Revision wise, a lot of students are all over the place. We will come back to that later. But for the first stage phase of preparation, everyone will have a different strategy because they are maybe in internship right now, or maybe they are working somewhere. The idea is to have an integrated concept, because what we've seen lately is that the focus in the exam is very clinical. Even if it's a basic science question or a subject, the correlation is very clinical. So anatomy asked in a clinical way, or pathology asked in a clinical way, and to have that kind of a mindset evolve during the preparation is very critical. So I have here with me the whole active schedule for this year's guided prep, and this is where we have broken down each subject from dental anatomy to all these subjects, from basics to extensive subjects, giving them the exact amount of time that should be dedicated. So let's go through this together, Dr. Sahil, and see how we can approach different subjects together and how can we integrate them in a whole approach, right? Now, if we look at this schedule, we have all the subjects. Some major subjects are divided into parts. You will see part 1 and part 2. That is because they are extensive subjects and each of them is corresponding to a week. So overall, if you start your preparation, say in May, or if you have not started, we will also come to a situation we will discuss if you have not started yet and if you are lagging in your preparation, then what should be your strategy. Suppose if you were to start in May and then you finish your phase 1 in beginning of January, then your total number of subjects can be divided into 2 subgroups. So phase 1 can be further split into subgroup 1 and subgroup 2. Now these subgroups are divided based on the extensivity and how difficult or easy these subjects may be. So let's start with dental anatomy until dental histology, perio, micropatho, oral path, radio, anat surgery, and then oral surgery. So until here, that is 6 months, less than 6 months actually, until September, 4.5, 5 months into preparation, you should have finished at least 50% of your subjects. Now, can we discuss how would you like to break down the subjects?
Yes. So, what I would suggest is that we have to break down a subject in a manner that we are not doing too many basics together or too many clinicals together. Goal is to find the right balance. That is the key objective here. Now, how would we achieve that is if you see that schedule, the guided prep schedule, we have, let's say, the first part which you told from dental anatomy till oral surgery.
Right.
If you look at it carefully, if we have followed the integrated approach in that part also while formulating the guidelines. So, if you see the schedule, in the first part we will cover TADH and perio. So, that is like one basic subject, that is dental anatomy, and then one clinical subject, that is perio. Now, the goal here is, the objective is that students should not get bored also, because if we are reading too much of basic subjects, then we will lose track. And so it is very important to integrate with a clinical subject. However, when we are saying that we are dividing into 2 subgroups, is the major goal there is that in the second subgroup we will do only mostly the clinical subjects which are having applied concepts such as prostho, ortho, concept.
Right. Oh yeah, here.
And the subjects which require more memorization, more factual knowledge, those we will try to cover within the first subgroup, that is within the first 4 months of the preparation.
Right, so that they get enough revision. So I also see DH and perio, if you are reading dental histology, a lot of perio basics are getting covered. So you're not repeating a lot of time in solving these MCQs again and again. And plus your knowledge kind of keeps piggybacking as you proceed in your preparation. Perio again corresponds to micro, and then micro and patho together will help you do oral path. So this becomes like your second chunk of cumulated subjects with radiology, of course. And then anatomy, surgery, and oral surgery together can become your third subgroup, which are integrated, because once you study anatomy, then you are easier to study surgery and oral surgery. Of course, anatomy, now we know that the questions are a lot of head and neck based. So oral surgery and anatomy should be studied at the same time. That being said, I also think that a lot of students are not very comfortable doing one subject for the whole week. They want to do a mix of all the subjects together. So if you are following that kind of a pattern, that is also not a problem. Suppose if you were to start with group number 2 subjects and you have, say, micro, path, and then oral path, and then radiology. So you dedicate your time from 9th of June to 27th of July for these 3-4 subjects, patho, micro, oral path, and oral radiology. And in that, you distribute your weekly time. So in one day, suppose if you want to spend 2 hours for micro, 2 hours for patho, couple of hours for oral path, weekends you want to do radiology. So you can take that whole chunk as one unit and then you can split it in the same timeline. Now, why is it important to do that? Is because at every weekend, of course, you have 2 types of tests you can take in the app. You have the checkpoint test, which is at the end of the week. But you also have self-paced tests that you can take whenever you like. So if you're preparing in a different approach, take the self-paced tests whenever you want. These are like basic tests at the end of each task. Or if you want to practice more questions from the same subject, then you can do the QBank. And then you can do the weekly test. Now in weekly test, you will have a collaboration of subjects. So suppose if you are taking a test here at the end of group 2, you will have all these subjects included in the test. So you will be revising simultaneously. the approach here is to keep revising what you studied, because you keep forgetting a lot of volatile stuff. That's why we've included the volatile subjects in the beginning of the preparation.
Yes, exactly. And also, if we see how to cover a particular subject, that is also very important. Like, we have given them the schedule, but they do not know what to cover within the first phase, second phase, and third phase, because even our app is very extensive. It has around 8 to 10 sections. So what I would suggest them is that first they should follow. First, what they should do is they should follow our Bytes. Before starting solving the MCQs, the basic understanding of few concepts is very important. In the Bytes, what will happen is they will get a brief overview of one particular chapter. Then they can give the test for that using the guided prep app, the pack which is there. After the guided prep, what they can do is, and one advice which I would like to give them is that always try to finish within the first half of the day. Let's say till early afternoon, you should try to complete the guided prep test which we are giving weekly or daily.
The tasks. So you should finish
the
tasks for that corresponding byte. Go through the bytes, watch the video if you're not understanding the topic, and then take the task. Solve the questions in the task.
Yes. And what they should do is they should read the bytes like, let's say, one day or one night prior. So what will happen is they will finish by, let's say, by afternoon, early afternoon, they will finish that task. Now they can revise that what questions went wrong, what they were not, the topics which they were unaware of. Those topics they can revise in that day itself using our Bytes again, or the explanations which are given in the task.
Amazing. So suppose if you have, let's talk about physiology. Suppose physiology has 10 tasks given in the app, and you have close to 1 week to prepare for it. That means around 1.5 tasks a day, right? So let's say you can do 2 tasks in a day. For 2 tasks, you have to read, say, 6 bytes or 5 or 7 bytes, some amount of number of notes that you need to read. Prepare it at the night before. In the evening, just read those notes, the bytes. Take the effort to solve the tasks early in the morning the next day. You have to do just 2 tasks, which is close to, say, 200-300 multiple choice questions from any subject. And then you review your explanations before you start the preparation for the next day. While reviewing your explanations, make sure you bookmark questions which are difficult, which are high yield, which have explanation that catch your attention, the concepts that are new to you. Start filtering out things for revision. And then once you finish the tasks for a subject, say you spend 4 days to finish a task for physiology, you still have 2 days. So in that 2 days, 1 day or 1.5 day, you should solve more of QBank. QBank is going to give you more data content. It is not test based, it is like a self-paced. You keep solving more and more questions. And once you solve QBank, you will still have a day remaining in which you should revise from your previous week's weaknesses, whatever you could not perform in the last week, whatever you are deficit in other subjects. So you keep revising a little side by side simultaneously while you are preparing a subject. I think that should be the ideal way to approach the preparation.
So yeah, after the guided prep, you have given the guided prep pack. Then next objective is to follow the QBank. With the QBank, because what will happen is you will have a comprehensive coverage of the entire syllabus also. And the second advantage will be that there will be already, if you see, 2 to 3 revisions are already done in the first phase itself for that particular chapter. First, we are doing in the guided prep. Before that, we are reading the Bytes. And then we are covering it up with the QBank also. And another thing is, when we are doing the QBank after the second revision, like we have read the Bytes, then we have gone through explanations also. The one important thing they should do is, when they are revising the QBank, they should try to rule out other options also. Or let's say, suppose the oral path question and they have given, this gene mutation is found in which syndrome. So now there is one correct answer, but even the other syndromes, they should try to remember that time itself, okay, this was for what is the gene mutation for the other syndromes also.
Right. So
this is a faster way actually. We can, within one question, we are revising 4 topics.
True, cross connect. So find the information about the other options, and kind of keep making it's like a big jigsaw puzzle, this whole preparation. And I'm telling you, this plan isn't just theory. It's what our students have followed and they have gained success from. So use this whole approach as a jigsaw puzzle and start building the pieces together. Once you get all the missing pieces, it will all make sense at the end of phase 1. Now, around the time when you finish phase 1, this is where you will also start getting national mocks into the picture. So around September, October, depending on the dates that are declared, we will start giving you more practice of national mocks, which are a full 3.5 hour exam pattern oriented, same interface. You can review questions like exams. So we will give you national mocks which include all the subject. Now what will happen is you will be prepared with at least 50% of the subjects, hopefully by then, and you will not be prepared with the 50% of the subjects. You still have to take national mocks because that gives you an idea of how your further preparation is going to be, because you need momentum. Every month you need to have a good chance to improve. You need to build that kind of layer by layer to your preparation. With national mocks, you will also get AI recommendations. AI recommendations will help you understand what your deficiencies are, what your weaknesses are, and how much time you should dedicate to the subjects that you've already prepared. So in the phase 2, you will see that we have some good mix of clinical and difficult, easy subjects together. Pharmac, I would consider, is a challenging subject for most of the students. But if you see Pharmac, medicine, and physiology, if you prepare all of these together, you are saving a lot of time from re-revising a lot of stuff. Medicine and Pharmac are almost the same. Pharmac in a clinical applied way is medicine. And to understand medicine, you need physiology. So all of that is good clubbed together. Then you have dental materials and prosto and conservative and endo together. So of course, after you read dental materials, a lot of applied part of it comes in the clinical part. So that is a relatively easier chunk at this time. You are 80% down with your preparation. Then once you have a breeze, you are going to start with biochemistry and public health, which are again challenging subjects. And then pedo and ortho are together, so which is easy relieving kind of clinical subjects. So as you go down the whole schedule, you will realize that it actually works for everyone, and you should be able to cope up with this very easily. These are, over the years we've used this schedule, and a lot of students have benefited from this. I'm telling you, you should try to stick to a schedule. If this is not the schedule you want to follow, have your own schedule. There is no rush. But there will be chances where you will miss out on a subject here and there, and you will not be able to, suppose if you say that, okay, I'm it's my brother's wedding and I'm not available around this time and I could not do medicine. Say, for example, you missed this part where medicine was supposed to be completed, but you could not do it for some reason. When you are doing the next subsequent subjects, break down medicine and start including it in the next phase. Don't push it till the last. Don't keep it for later. Break down that subject and keep making sure that every day you dedicate a few hours to subjects that are missed out. Only then you will be in the best possible place to take revision very seriously. What do you think, Dr. Sahil?
Yes, correct. And after the second phase, when we move on to the revision phase, so in the revision phase, we have already covered all of the subjects. Like we have given that first reading where we have covered all the subjects in an extensive manner. Now in the revision, what is the goal is, we have to start with the national mocks as we just mentioned. Along with that, we should also try attempting the grand test, because what will happen is this phase 3 will start around 4 months before your NEET exam. So we will, with 4 months before itself, we will get to know our weak areas, which subjects we are strong in, which are the areas we have to focus more upon. Then we can segregate and focus more on those subjects such as pharmacology, public health, dentistry, which are difficult to consume for the students. We can focus on them, and we have to focus more upon consistency and follow a methodical approach rather than just without. If we do not follow any system, then we cannot succeed. As there is a saying that for success, first and foremost, planning is very important. So if we do not plan, then we cannot prepare.
100%. Now, another thing that comes very handy with the app is the marathon. So when you are done, say with this phase 1 here, you are done with your building the fundamental blocks and you have curated all the data that you need to revise, you will start marathon at around this time. Okay. Now what is marathon? Marathon is a group of few thousand questions which are based on previous year question concepts. So they are not exactly previous year questions. You have, of course, you have your previous year question papers with explanations, video explanations, Option elimination strategy is already there in the app. You don't need to worry about getting access to that. But what Marathon does is it's a plus feature of the PYQs where you get conceptual understanding, plus there are questions on parallel knowledge. So if you solve these questions, you are going to kind of add more to your knowledge base and you are going to practice more of high yield topics. This is something that has been very popular with all our students in the past years, and Marathon gives you very good practice of important topics, right? So you must watch video explanations for Marathon. You will find video explanations here and there as you prepare for the guided prep, the tasks and QBank. But when you come to Marathon, spend some time with these explanatory videos. They will give you an idea where option elimination, smart guessing, reading the options and questions correctly, trying to have the approach to how to solve difficult questions, how to solve image-based questions, radiographic interpretations. All of this is very well covered in Marathon. So around phase 2, when you start your revision, you should start taking Marathon. And then when you are revising, you have to again plan your revision in such a way that you are giving each subject the time it needs.
Yes. And at last, I would like to add that the most important thing is here is mental strength also, especially during the last 2-3 months of the preparation, where you can have a lot of self-doubt. At times you will think, okay, if you don't remember a particular thing, you will be like, okay, I don't remember anything. But it's not like that. The goal is to focus on the process rather than the results. If the process is correct, the results will follow.
100%. Very well said. Now, this brings us to the end of the video. We will not be discussing the revision strategy here in detail because that we've already covered in another video. If you have not watched the other videos, make sure that you look at all our videos. You will find a lot of help in finding the right books, finding the right resources, finding the right approach, dealing with stress or anything that you might be actually looking for. Just scroll through our YouTube page. You can definitely subscribe us for more such videos. They're very helpful. Like this video if it was helpful to you, and drop a comment here if you have any queries. You can reach out to our customer support. They are a very helpful team. They will help you find the right kind of guidance that you need. And in case if you need to speak to our mentors, if you need to speak to either of us, you can chat with us on our WhatsApp groups. You can join our Telegram groups for group discussions for doubt solving. And in any case, if you are looking for more updates, follow us on Instagram. We post questions regularly over there. And if you are a new user, if you've not used this app before, I'm telling you, it's something that you should definitely look into. It is very handy, very convenient, and it is far more superior to the other resources out there in the market. Give it a try. The download is free. You can try a lot of features for free without paying a penny. So I hope that you will prepare well and use your resources judiciously. And with that, we'll say goodbye, Dr. Sahil.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Go ahead.
At last, I would like to add one thing. That do not focus on perfection. Perfection is a myth. Study what matters and you will succeed.
Definitely.
Thank you.
All the best. All the best, students.
Yes, all the best to everyone.